Hello everyone, my name is Joe. My call is Victor Echo 1 Bravo Whiskey Victor, and I'm located here in New Brunswick near the southern western part. Anyway, what we're looking at is WJST. This is the modified version, the WJST Z, and they're basically the same. The Z has more options. It's got pounce, auto CQ, auto call, and a few other features. So I prefer to use it over the regular JST. We're looking at 40 meters, about 11 o'clock in the evening. And you can see, if I can zoom in here a bit, there's quite a bit of traffic in and around there. Look here and see. Serbia. So signals are quite strong. Just looking at the traffic coming in. So anyway, on the left here, I'm looking at is the WSJT-Z. Over here to the right is another monitor, which I run Grid Tracker. And Grid Tracker is a great program because it takes all the information that's coming off of the WSJT program and putting it into more of a human GUI type of presentation. Right here is the actual information. Here is all the calls and who's calling CQ and where they're located, their state, how many seconds, their strength, all that sort of stuff. And that's being extrapolated from the WSJT over here on the left. And if you look a little further, try to get up here, you can see that in this case right now, what you're seeing, all those blue or greenish stripes, I guess, lack of better words. There's just what's been seen by this station in the last 2 hours. And if you look real closely, you should be able to see some yellow lines that are sort of checkerboarding, look like referred to as ants, right about in here. And these are active calls. And depending whether it's going this direction or this direction, is depending who's transmitting. So that one now in Cuba is transmitting over to overseas. And this map, of course, is also shrinkable to any size you want. And over the right here is just more information. I can actually get a little bit more, just bring my mouse over here, get a little bit more space, put that to the side, and then I'll bring in the map a bit, and now you get a better North America and overseas at the moment. So that's where most of the traffic is happening right now. Again, that's Grid Tracker. It keeps track of your logs and everything like that. Automatically will log things, whatever is being done on the WJST program. So it's one of my favorite programs to run along with it, because generally when I make calls, I use right down in here, which is the left-hand call, the call roaster. I have it shrunk down now, but it can be full-size screen if you wish. Just show you here. So there's a full screen sort of rep of it, and you can, like anything else, you can move it around. So I'll put it back here in the corner, just so I get to see the map at the same time. And you probably can't see the mouse here very much, but again, what we're seeing right now is Madeira Island, United States, Cuba, Canada, Hungary, Dominican Republic, Spain. So nothing unusual there. And this is their signal strengths. Some are quite weak. Let me look here. Dominican Republic looks quite strong at the moment. Looking at, see, what's that? Nebraska, Michigan, getting a little weaker. So it just depends on where that propagation is. So anyway, so you can just double click on this, which I will, just to pick up, say, Cuba. And you see it turn red. It may not be quite as noticeable there. I'll bring it across here a little bit, and hopefully you'll see. Yeah, it's not showing up very well there. But anyway, let me look a little further here. I'll just trying to bring it around there where you can see it. Oh, and it dropped out there. It looks like it's somebody else got a hold of it, and it dropped the. Let me look here. Sorry about the camera. Just got to make a little adjustment here. There we go. So let's pick someone else here. Florida. Double click. You see it's turned red right there. So by clicking it, I actually caused the WJST program to get set up for the connect. So you see it's put the call signs in there, and it's waiting. It's trying to contact it. Now when it contacts it over here on the grid tracker, you'll see a red bar. So right now it's waiting, and it's transmitting now. So if I have to look over at the grid tracker real quickly, if I can catch it there, you'll see the red line there. And that red line is indicating from my place up the top to Florida. Now it's stopped. I'll leave it there another second or so. So I'm way up here at the very top where all the traffic that I've seen. So if you look right now, and the map zooms in. If it's not big enough, it'll zoom in to make sure that you can see who you're. There you go. There it's transmitting now. And hard to see there, but that is actually showing transmitting downwards. That's me. And then if we make a connection, his signal will come back and it'll go red the other direction. So it makes it really nice shows you what's going on here. And if you look at this, of course, as soon as it's attempted to connect whatever, it gives you all the information normally found on QRZ. So the location, the individual, the call sign, their class, license, etc. So I'll just put that out of the way just a minute here, and we'll see. Yeah, we're not getting an answer at the moment, so just the band conditions. So I will actually just go down here in the corner, back over to the WSJT program, and you see once I kicked out basically where I'm not making contact, you'll see that the map shrunk back, so it shows the whole map. And I'm going to look over here to the left. I see Trinidad. Yeah, let's give him another shot here and see how propagation is there. So now you see me transmitting with the red line, the little ants. And we'll just wait and see what happens here. So again, this is not necessary at all. You can just strictly run the WST program. Excellent program, but the add-on of the grid tracker I think makes it much more enjoyable because you're really able to see physically where things are happening. So there I am transmitting. I still haven't received an answer, and that's Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm looking up. I see if I'm out of traffic. Just look what's happening here, but I'm not getting a response. So, there you go. We finally made a response, and you can see at the very top here. If I just move this a bit, right up there, an alert system come up and told me that it's connected. And then if I go down to, I'm going to move this easily over here. If you go down to the actual JST program, you can see that it has connected. It's giving me a report, and it's now on its level of talking back and forth. It'll work. Oh, there you go. It's already worked down here now. Done 73. And I'm going to move a little faster here. If you go at the very top, that's the log right there, waiting to confirm what my wattage was and the grid and all the normal QSL type information. So in this case here, I can leave it as it is. That looks good. I'll just hit OK. And and it'll also do voice and everything else for contact you're looking for. But that's the basic idea. So that was a contact to Trinidad. Now that it's stopped, if you look over here at the grid tracker map, you'll see now it's blown itself up to a large format, so you can see kind of everything that's going on here. So as the contacts are made and when they're completed, it goes back to a larger expansion. You see the whole area that you had set up before. And again, I can move this by just holding my mouse down. I can blow it up and hone in. And it doesn't matter where it's at. Even if I left it like this, because that was my interest, if I connect to something that's overseas or out of my map view, it will automatically zoom in on it. So let's try another one here. Well, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Let's just see. Yeah, this is Ohio I've clicked on. So you see where it's zipped in there, zoomed in basically, and it's going to wait. Right timing, 15 seconds for the FT8 mode that I'm running. You see a little bit of traffic, not a huge amount of traffic. Yeah, this is all history traffic. It's about 2 hours old, and then the little yellow ones that are occurring are the actual traffic right now, which is not very much going on. So let me look and see. Nope, yeah, somebody else grabbed them, so I'll try someone else here. How about Texas? So you see how it's zoomed in automatically again. I'm trying to get hold of N3AZ in Texas, and there his machine has replied initially, and you can look down here and see that's the lookup that it did for me, giving me that information. And now he gave me a report of -4, and that's coming from WSJT, and I'm waiting to see if he's going to respond. And I'll move this out of the way again. There's me. I'm transmitting. You see the ant trails going down towards the station I'm trying to contact. And if I get near them, there's the information about that station. I'll look down. I'll show you what I mean. Sorry about the camera moving around a little bit, but there we go. So you can see when I hover over the station, that tells me what he's heard in the last 40 minutes, or not 40 minutes, in the last 22 seconds in this case, or in the last 5 minutes is what he's hearing. So he doesn't show he's hearing me yet. And so you can go to anywhere you want, and you'll see, it'll give information about those locations, who they're hearing. You see that channel, or that call, which is KE8KOY -13, receives my FT8 call a little while ago. So it's nice that you can just look up the different information you can see. So it looks like that someone else has grabbed it there. So let me turn it back here one more time. Now there's lots of other things you can do. I'll just open this back up here again so you can see the it's kind of the map over here in the corner, has all the different options. So right now you're looking at, you can do about half a dozen or maybe 10, maybe 15 maps you can choose. I like the National Geographic one. I'm going to shrink that back so I can see North America and Europe at the moment. Up in the corners, it's telling you how many contacts you've done, how many QSOs you've done. You can tell it to bring up the lookup. You can also tell it, say if you're looking for a worked all states, for example, that's who's calling CQ, and that's the yellows, that whole area. So let's see internationally what's there. This is worked all countries, or continents, I should say. You can see yellow. So in this particular band, I've worked them all except for here. And let me keep going here. This is worked all states. So it's quite nice that as you collect them, the ones you've done are yellow. I actually have all the states, but I haven't transferred my log from EQSL into this one. So in reality, they are all, I've already gotten them. So put it back here. These are DXCC. Different things you might be looking for, just the US 48. So I'll put it back to worked all continents for the moment. That's as good as any. Again, you can look for lightning. You can present, where propagation is and what's been heard, basically. So you can see the in the last amount of hours how that was concentrated with all the blue before, but the red is really showing where there's been a lot of activity, and it sends out as it goes there. It's just another way of looking at the information, and it doesn't clutter your screen as much because now you can see current traffic from Morocco going this way. There's quite a bit of traffic that I can see now in that area. Again, it's just an option. You can put the POTA or PATA on, and so it'll have little symbols on it. You can put the sunlights, the propagation. What else am I looking for? You can represent the pins as stations in different formats. You can take the daytime, nighttime type of indication, turn it back on. So you can see right now, obviously it's light over in one part of India, but over in our area it is dark. So lots of features in here. And what else? I think that's about it for the moment. And again, you have a lot of options that you can set up and and to your own particular liking. So I see there's been quite a few new stations that have come up here just in the last little bit. And I'll move this over here a bit here. Quite easy to use. Once you use it for a few minutes, basically, it's fine. Easy to set up. What I'm running for a radio here, or a transceiver, is a QRP Labs MDX Digital Transceiver. So I'll try to pick it up here and just show you it. Let's just move it over here a little bit and get it into the camera here. There it is here. It's hard to show because I'm live here at the moment, but basically it just has one little light at the front and your connections for power in the back. There's one USB cable, so there's no audio cables to hook up. There's no virtual ports that you have to hook up. It's all done inside. The beauty of using the QRP Labs, it has a full high definition SDR. It also puts out about 5 watts. You can get a little more, but somewhere between 5 to 6 watts. And there's no external connections except for power, an antenna, of course, and one USB cable, which hooks up to anything. I'm running on a little tiny mini computer here, sitting beside me, which is about 6 inches by 2 inches by 6 inches, and that's what's running the Windows. But yeah, the QDX has been built basically for specific bands, in this case 5 bands that I have, and all the filters and everything else have been peaked and adjusted for maximum recognition for signals and clarity and filtering and all that sort of stuff for the digital modes. And setting it up on WSJT basically is picking the radio, going to the audio, and it'll show in the audio QDX transceiver. Pick one for the mic, one for the receive, and effectively you're done. It'll communicate with no audio plug-ins, so you don't get any noise and all that sort of stuff. I'm really quite impressed. I've done a lot of testing with it in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and it's worked very, very well. Runs cool, of course. It only runs at 5 watts. It's running about 2 amps and a little bit, 2.3 amps. And for heavier traffic, I just run it directly to an amplifier, and that gives me about 40 watts, which is what I normally set it for. So anyway, this is sort of a quick rundown of using the grid tracker, and you can see 40 meters is building up now. There's quite a bit of stations there. And you can see that one that says N3AZ in green, that means that was a successful connection. And so that's done. And let me look here and see here. And going back to WSJT, I'll back up thing here. I'm going to 2 screens, it's always awkward. But anyway, that gives you an idea. I'm just backing it off here a bit so you can get. So there's the main program. That's kind of the heart of the system. It does all the decoding. Anybody that knows about WSJT. I don't know why I keep saying that in reverse. And then you have these add-ons, which is Grid Tractor, which takes that sort of, paperwork look like on the first monitor to a nice high definition picture view of that same data. And the really nice part about it is that data, which you see over here and all that, is completely manageable. So I could turn this other monitor off, really, the WSJT, and strictly have that monitor running by itself, because the other one just runs in the background. So I'll just put it back here a little bit. Anyway, I hope that's just gives you an idea if you've been looking at something to play in the digital modes. All kinds of ways to do it, of course. You can use your regular transceiver, but you can buy these little QRP Labs transceivers. They have quite a few different ones. Like I say, this one is the MDX model, and it's a full SDR. It's a digital transceiver. It doesn't have a single sideband and voice and that sort of stuff. So it's a dedicated unit, but it really is a great little unit to use. From the ease of setting it up to the excellent results in decoding and a very clean signal that you're putting out. So there you have it. That's a rundown. Hopefully that helps a little bit in case you're interested. Maybe if you weren't, this might give you a better idea of what you can do with the additional add-ons there. 7 Therese, you have a great day from VE1 BWV.